Welcome to Divorcee Liberation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see, this is my first time on a live broadcast. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Andrea Stuckey, and I'm the founder of Live Life Love Coaching and Divorcee Liberation, which is an online resource and community for women who desire to rebuild their lives after divorce. Let's see if we can get any live viewers here on YouTube. This is my first time live, so we're going to see what happens here. I am normally live on Periscope pretty much every day doing a divorce devotion. So let's see if we can get any live viewers on the platform here over on YouTube Live. YouTube Live. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started. How about that? And if we get someone live, we get someone live. Again, I'm Andrea Stuckey. I'm a life coach. I'm a speaker, and also the author of the amazing book, Suddenly Single, a woman's spiritual and practical guide to the first 5 years following separation and divorce. Thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel. Make sure if you're checking me out post live that you subscribe to the channel. Take a look at some of the replays that I have available to you here on the channel as it begins to grow. You want to definitely stay connected with me. I'm on all platforms of social media, divorce_coach7, divorce_coach7. So listen, I'm coming to you today as a two-time divorcee, having been where many of you are, and I want to talk today about what's next for you, life after divorce. What is next for you, ma'am? What's next for you, sir, in this next season of your life? You know, what we achieve inwardly will change our reality. And how many of you know that the transitions of a divorce, the transitions of a separation, are very, very strong, right? And they happen internally. And how we allow them to happen internally will ultimately show on the outside, the external portion of our lives. And so I want to talk to you today about some of the areas and some of the keys. I have like 3 points for you today about how you're able, or what will help you be able to move in this next season of your life. And the first thing is you really have to gain clarity. And a lot of times that's hard to achieve when you have so many transitions going on in your life, right? Real talk. So when you're having, your house being torn apart, someone has to relocate. Perhaps if you have children that may need to relocate, or you have to co-parent and to deal with those emotions. And not only dealing with your children if you have any, but the ups and downs, the ebbs and flow of the breakup. Right? And so one day you may feel full of freedom and excited, and the next day you may feel at the bottom of the barrel. Right? And so it's very important that you're able to get some form of clarity as you're moving and navigating this space. And so, number one, I want you to think, if you're just starting out, okay, listen to me clearly. If you're just starting out, I want you to think in terms of 3 months. So if you're smack new to separation, I want you to think in terms of 3 months. What do you need to do in the next 3 months in these areas of your life? Okay? And I call them in my coaching practice life zones, right? So physically, what do you need to do physically in these next 3 months, right? So first of all, let me tell you, There may be some tasks that you need to do, paperwork, calls you need to make, all those things. But you may also need to take physical care, good care of yourself, right? And that means eating properly. That means getting enough sleep because your emotions are all over the place, and getting some form of exercise. And that can just be simply walking, right? So life number one, physically. Spiritually, where do you want to be in 3 months? Emotionally, right? If you're hung up in anger, if you're hung up in guilt and shame, where do you want to be in terms of your emotions in about 3 months? Do you want to be in the same place that you are, or what kind of emotional goal can you have for 3 months? Spiritually, I'm a believer, and that's the space that I speak from. So whatever your belief is, whether it's Christianity or some other belief system, spiritually, where do you want to be in three months? Right? And that whole spiritual can look like, church related, your relationship with your pastor, your friends, your peers, your relationship with God. All those things are contained in that 3 month period. Do you want to make some shifts? Do you want to make some changes? Right? What do you want in that area? Financially is obvious. Things are going to change financially because basically you're having the same income support 2 different households. And so it's going to take some shifting, some realignment, and some adjustments and some budgeting changes for you. Occupationally, right? Are you working? Were you working? Are you still working? Do you need to make some changes? Do you need to add extra hours? Do you need to change your shift or change the type of job now that you're co-parenting or you're custodial parent, or perhaps you're sharing, right, custody? This is important when we're talking about what's next for you. You've got to gain some clarity in this area of your life. You've got to gain clarity first. Right? So I think I said spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and occupationally, you need to gain some clarity. And then once you do that, number one, I want you to commit to yourself. I want you to commit to your process, commit to your growth, commit to your well-being and taking care of yourself on this journey. Point number 2, I want you to get some support and accountability in your life. That can look like a local support group at a church, community center. It can look like a therapist. It can look like a coach. I'm a divorce coach. It can look like your friends and family, someone who really, really loves and cares about what you're going through and is there to support you and hold you accountable to the things that you want to say the things that you say that you want to do. And accountability is vital to healing. Accountability is vital to growth. Right? So if you're saying you want to relocate in 3 months, then what are the steps necessary for you to relocate in 3 months, and who's holding you accountable to making those steps happen? So support and accountability is key. And then finally, you've got to act. You've got to move beyond the emotions, and you actually have to do some things. You've got to take that walk. You've got to call that attorney. You may have to call a realtor and find another place, or maybe you have to sell your home, whatever that looks like for you. But you do have to take some action. And within 3 months, you will find yourself in a very different space, and you regroup and you set goals again for the next 3 months. And those months will turn into years. Trust me. It goes by really, really quickly. So this is your life. This is your journey. I want the best for you because there's so much more life for you to live. And I know it doesn't seem like it when you're going through such a major transition in your life, but there is. You can live again, you can love again, and you can have everything that this life has to offer. But it will take some work. And that work starts with you. So let me know if you have any questions or comments. Please leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me. I'm on all platforms of social media, as I said earlier, divorce_coach7. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.